Hello, Journey family and friends. Pastor John here with you at Midweek Conversations again. And so glad to have you joining us for Midweek Conversations. Another special group of people that you can see here joining me today. We'll talk to them a little bit, but let's bring in Miss Tammy Joseph. Tammy is our Journey Kids Director.
That's right.
So glad to have you join us, Tammy.
Thank you. It's my first time on Midweek Conversations.
Really?
I'm so excited.
How's that possible that we've not had you up here?
I don't know.
All right, Tammy. Well, we need to correct that. We need to get you a part of these conversations more. So, Tammy, how long have you been with Journey for a little bit? Let's talk a little bit about that then.
So I started with Journey in 2018, but then my husband's job relocated us. So we left for a brief season, about a year, and we just recently came back. So I started back in September.
Yeah.
So pretty much post-COVID, we've been back.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Tammy joined us, like I said, 2018. Then when we heard you're moving, we were all like, oh, Tammy's moving. But then we heard you're coming back. We were very excited about that.
Yes, we love Journey, so we're so glad that we could be back. And we thought we would be here forever, so it definitely was a heartbreaker. Probably the first time I ever really felt heartbreak in ministry was when we had to leave. So.
And the young lady at Apopka that people see on our worship team.
Yep.
That is Miss Abigail, right?
That's our oldest, Abigail. She has a heart for worship, loves leading.
Does a great job. Good. Tammy also helps out with our residence program. So there's some kind of special assignments that you've been asked to kind of help us with. And the residence program is one of them.
That's right. Yeah. So Pastor Dustin asked me to start helping with play a role in the residence. And I love leadership. I love getting to work with this age group and just their hearts for ministry. And so just been helping with there's obviously so many details when it comes to something like the resident program. And so just taking some of that off of Pastor Dustin's plate.
Good. So just to be clear, the residence program is a 2-year commitment that we ask these young adults to make. They come from all over the country, as you're going to hear here in just a little bit. They have different roles that they kind of are focused on, learning, ministering, leading. They're not just here to learn from us. We're learning from them, and they're leading. So many cool things and some stories that we can share about that. Interns that we saw last week, they're just here for the summer. So it's a 10-week period. So you're gonna see these folks for a little while longer, which is really cool. So let's start here with Trey. Trey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so my name's Trey. I grew up in Ocoee, Florida, so not very far from here at all. But then I went to school in Arkansas. So I went to Harding University in Arkansas for Bible and Family Ministry. And then I knew about Journey for the most part because Brandon Green is my uncle. So I knew a lot about Journey and just kind of how it worked and some of the programs that were going on here. And so I was able to intern here for one summer. And then I went and interned somewhere else. And then I interned here again during the summer of kind of COVID time. And then I'm very excited to be here for the residency now. So I'm very excited.
So you interned here twice?
Yes, I did.
Very cool. And you graduated this past May?
Yes, so about a month or so ago.
And what was your degree?
Bible and Family Ministry.
Bible and Family Ministry.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of families, I understand you're going to have one of those of your own next year.
Yes, so I recently got engaged in the last few months. So, and then we'll be getting married in April. So.
Let's hear her name.
Avery Davis. Yes.
Avery Davis. Yes. All right. So getting married next year. Very cool, Trey. Melissa.
Hi. So I grew up actually in North Jersey. Went to a small church there. My family actually recently relocated to New York. We grew up so on the border that I kind of identify with both states, but I consider myself more New York. I think it's a little bit cooler. I actually attended Liberty University. I studied Christian leadership and church ministry with a focus in global studies and a minor in youth ministry. I'm very thankful I will no longer have to say that mouthful anymore.
Yeah.
But my heart behind that is I just wanted to learn as much as I could so that I could go wherever the Lord led me in my next season. So right now that's here at Journey, and I'm so excited to continue to learn. I'm specifically the kids ministry resident. My heart for kids is so big. Frequently, just that's all the joy that comes from it. It's just so life-giving, such a blessing, and I'm so excited to continue to learn and serve.
So you get to hang out with Tammy quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. She's our first Journey Kids resident. So
Nice.
we're super excited to have
so
her.
much.
Very, very cool. Your dad was actually with us this past Sunday.
Yeah.
It was Father's Day, and you said he kind of surprised you.
Yeah, so I miss my family so much. I'm an only child, so moving was like I was fine with it. Like I'm independent, I'll go wherever the Lord leads. But it definitely has been an interesting season for my family leaving home for the first time, an official move. So I had just been praying for my family a lot, and my cousin's actually getting married. So my mom was busy this weekend, and so I just casually threw out the idea. I was like, "Why don't you come down to visit?" And my dad's like, I can't really find a cheap flight. Why don't I just book a first class ticket? Literally booked a first class ticket.
Way.
He does not do that. It was so funny. And he came down. I picked him up at the airport Friday. We spent the weekend together. It was so much fun. And then he got to see Journey. It was such a blessing. He had so many great things to say. We had so many incredible conversations about the teaching and just the ministry. And he is a teacher himself. So,
is it really? Nice.
So he was thriving in our kids ministry wing and loved seeing the classrooms and meeting all the people. Journey has incredible hospitality, and it was so cool to get to show him that. And that was my prayer as he was coming to visit, was that he would just really fall in love with the culture here. And I can't wait for my whole family to visit next month, which will be so cool.
Well, that is awesome. I had a chance to say hello to your dad, and just as a dad would say, I said, we're really glad to have Melissa with us. He said, we miss her, which is what a dad would say. So that's awesome. Leah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Leah. I'm from California, the San Francisco Bay Area, so really far away. A lot of people.
So we got the both coasts covered here. We got New Jersey, New York, and all the way to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What part of that area?
So I'm about an hour inland. So Bay Area, like Walnut Creek is another big city that like most people will know.
Golden State Warrior fan?
I mean, I don't really watch basketball.
Okay, come on.
But go Bears, Cal Berkeley.
Oh,
that's my football
really?
team, so I'll root for them. But yeah, so I'm from California. I went to Liberty University for college. So again, came to the East Coast. Don't know how it happened. Just kind of do whatever the Lord wants, you know. I studied youth ministry while I was there. And then Dustin ended up coming and speaking in one of my classes. And I like totally loved him. And like, I loved the idea of the church. And I could just tell like, because he's best friends with Derek Idle, who's one of the professors there. And I was like, if this man is anything like Derek Idle, then I know I want to be here. And so far, it's totally proved to be true. I've learned so much, and I've only been here for a month, and I'm like loving it. So
that's honestly the same thing for me as well. Dustin spoke in one of my classes last spring, virtually, which was so crazy. But literally just hearing his heart, what I was more fixated on was when I asked him, like, what's the mission and vision for Journey, for the residency program, everything that he said before, after was so integrated in that. I didn't even know much about the church, but I was so sold into the fact that I knew that this program and the people were so sold out for the Lord and really pursuing Christ and missional for the gospel. And that's what really sold me on Journey, which was so exciting. So shout out to Dustin.
Well, and a lot of the interns shared the same thing. They first heard about the opportunity as Dustin came to Liberty and to share, and just got excited. I met your parents when your first weekend here. They kind of flew across country to come here and make sure you get settled and all that. And man, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so they were really nice about being able to come. Actually, it was originally only supposed to be my mom. And then out of nowhere, like a week before we left, my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to go to Florida with you." And I was like, "When did this happen?" Like, I didn't know that. And so he ended up being able to come out as well. And I know most families ended up leaving like the day that they dropped their kids off, but my parents were like, "No, we want to stay through Sunday because we really want to go to Journey. We really want to get to like see the church and see where you're at and like experience the service." And so I was really happy because like being from California, a lot of our stuff is still closed down. Like it just opened back up this month. And so they aren't even able to go back to church in person. I think they do now. But yeah, so like this is like the first time they got to be in a church service for like a really long time, which is really cool.
So your mom and dad were at our Apopka campus. They were outside, and I didn't know they were your parents. And I was just talking to them because I like to meet new people. And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And we were in town visiting. We're from California. And then they said, "Our daughter is going to be a resident here, Leah." And at that time, we'll get to Carmel in a moment, but the host home for Leah walked up at the time, and so that was really cool to get a chance to meet them. Your student ministry is your focus during your residence?
Yeah, so specifically high school, but student ministries in total.
High school, okay.
Yeah.
And we already, you said kids ministry. What about you, Trey?
I'm student ministry, but focused in middle school. So
Gotcha. So doing an internship, because you've had that experience, did either of you do internships?
Yeah, I interned at Second Baptist in Houston for the
Really?
summer. Yeah.
Wow. When would you do that?
I did it 2 summers ago, so the summer of 2018.
Isn't that Ed Young? I mean,
Yeah.
the senior,
Yeah.
the older Ed Young.
Yeah.
Man, that's a huge church.
Yeah, it was ginormous. It was an incredible opportunity to learn from them because the campus I was at the West Campus, gets 6,000 to 8,000 people on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Their VBS
At a campus.
Just that one campus. There are 6 campuses. Our VBS just at our one campus had 3,000 kids and volunteers. So it was an incredible opportunity to learn. And I didn't realize how much I have been pulling for that since I started my residency. Obviously, like, Journey isn't at the same size, but I learned so much about working with teams and how to just serve with a team, and really it was an incredible opportunity.
Well, so internship, it's one thing to say, I'm going to sign up for 10 weeks. I'm going to sign up for the summer. It's different to say, I'm going to do this for the next couple of years, especially right when you're coming out of college and doing that. So tell me a little bit, Trey. Tell me a little bit about what made this opportunity. You said, I want to do that.
yeah, a lot of it comes into one, it's an incredible opportunity to learn, but also knowing Dustin and knowing Christian and a little bit, some doing internships and things like that. You get to incredible opportunities during school. You get to study, and you get to study biblical knowledge and all these things, and you get a lot of head knowledge. But there's still a lot of room to grow in your leadership and how to use those things and how to use it in the church and how to be relational with everything that you've learned. And this is a really great opportunity to be able to be a part of ministry full time and also be able to be coached through every little thing. Be able to just learn it as you go and be able to put it into practice and continue into your leadership. So,
yeah. What about you, Leah? What kind of drew you to say, I want to do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been a part of different ministries for like my whole life. I used to serve in children's ministry. And when I was in high school, I was like really involved in my youth group. And so when I found out just about this position, I was just like so excited to be able to do ministry full time. And I served at a church at Liberty that was good, but like the ministry was interesting. And like I served with the middle school, and I was not overly fond of how it was handled. And so hearing just about this place and just like seeing how healthy of a ministry it was, like I was so ready to like jump full force in a place where like students were like so on fire for God and like get to work with people who are like so passionate about all of this. And so I really came because of like the people here, and like because I just felt like the people here were just so like in love with the Lord, and like it's just really exciting to see. So I just wanted to see that and be like really fed and taught by you guys. And so just getting to learn is really cool.
Man, I get excited just hearing this stuff. Isn't this exciting stuff, Tammy?
It really is.
Yeah.
These young leaders, like,
I know.
man, I just like world changers. That's all I could say.
And just from a staff viewpoint, the energy level. I mean, when we get together, we do like a monthly staff lunch, and the energy in the room when we had all the interns and all the residents together. It's just all year long since the residents that we have right now. We don't want to forget about those folks. They were the pioneers of this. So Katie and Josh and Brooke, and we've had them here on Midweek Conversations. But so these three have just started, I guess, in May, right? So for the next couple years, you'll have an opportunity to get to know them, especially if you have children in kids ministry. If you have students in student ministry, I promise you, your student or your child will be impacted by these three great young adults here. Let's talk a little bit about host homes. Who's your host home?
I actually technically don't have a host home because my family lives in Ocoee.
That is a host home, though, Trey.
Yes,
Come on now.
Exactly. It is. And it is a great opportunity to be able to live with my family for a little bit longer, too.
So tell your mom and dad's name.
It's Lloyd Clifton and Suzanne Clifton.
Lloyd and Suzanne Clifton. Mom and Dad Clifton, thank you for
thank you very
housing
much.
Your son.
Very, very much.
I'm sure you're
Only for a
very,
few
very
more
happy to
months.
do that and have Trey around as long as possible. But we are grateful for that. Let's talk about your host home.
Yeah, I'm staying with Mark and Jen Wilson. Shout out to
What?
our wonderful cameraman.
Yeah. Mark is really smiling right now. You can't see that, but so Mark and Jen have been hosting Brooke as well. And so Melissa is a second resident that Mark. So Mark, Jen, thank you guys so much for opening your home and the hospitality you've extended to these two young ladies. I know they appreciate it, but I guarantee you their families appreciate it as well to know they're in a good spot. So thanks, Mark. Thanks, Jen. And your host home.
Yeah, so I live with Carmela Irwin, and it's actually a really cool story because Dustin called me one afternoon and he was telling me, apparently a few months ago, you guys filmed one talking about us coming, and there was a little 60-second clip or something that like had me talking and like just kind of pitching myself to you guys, and apparently the next morning, Carmela called Dustin and was like, I want to house her, and like went straight through the whole housing process and everything. And so like, it was just such a God moment because like, we weren't even sure if I was going to be able to start this May because I got hired on like really late. And so if anything, I was gonna have to start in August. And so it's like, it was just such a God thing that like literally that next day, Carmela was like, no, I want her. Like, she seems great. So she's really awesome.
Carmela, thank you so much. A lot of our church family knows Carmela's been through a real transition time this year. The death of Ben Irwin, her husband, such a great guy. We love Ben so much. He was a good friend to me and such a good guy. So it's been a real time of grief and yet finding some new ways to serve. And I think she felt that was a way to do that. And so thank you, Carmela. Appreciate you welcoming Leah here. Well, just so excited that you are here and a part of what God's doing here. You mentioned this Saturday. There's going to be something that tell a little bit about that for middle school football, right?
Yes, exactly. So this Saturday, there's something called Blue Darter Day. It's actually what they're calling their first annual Blue Darter Day, and it's basically all of the middle schoolers. I think it's like actually 6-year-olds through like 14 or something, but it's highly populated by middle schoolers who play football. And so it's all those guys coming out and they're going to all be in one place. And Courtney Shaw is awesome, and she set us up with a place to where we can come and have games and just things set up to be able to kind of serve the community and get to know middle schoolers and things like that. So it's just a great opportunity.
Shout out Courtney Shaw and Jeff and great family. So that's happening this week. I know last week there was a lake day that happened. It was student ministry at Sweetwater Cove. Is that where it was?
Sweetwater Beach.
Sweetwater Beach. But 3 students were baptized at that event. And that's awesome. So during the week, you're seeing all kinds of stuff happening. And just a reminder, again, middle school ministry happens on Sunday night at 5 o'clock here at our Apopka campus. At the Lake County campus, it's at the 11:15 service, middle school and high school at 11:15. And a huge shout out to Anthony Suarez. Anthony is our new student director out at our Lake County campus. We'll get him and some of the Lake County team on here pretty soon. But high school student ministry happens at Wednesday nights, right? High school students ministry at Apopka campus happens on Wednesday night. So just a reminder that, and it continues through the summer. So a lot of times in summer, I think we talked about this with the interns, there's a kind of a lull almost. Ministries kind of take a break. We kind of ramp it up. Particularly
That's right.
This
As
summer.
a parent, I can say that has been so awesome.
Has
Because
it?
during the summer is when we actually have a little bit more flexibility to not miss. And so it's been great for my kids to not miss out on that.
Awesome. So, and while we're on that, Tammy, let's talk a little bit about the virtual Summer Jam.
Yes, we are having Summer Jam. Summer Jam goes virtual this year. It is a 3-day online experience for kids, and it's designed for kids that have completed kindergarten through completed 5th grade. And this year it's really unique because we have a opportunity for parents to really more or less disciple their kids during this time and play more of a key role in that. So we're super excited about that. We're recording this week. We're getting ready. Our worship team's getting ready. And so it's going to be a really fun event. And we're going to conclude it with a rally on Sunday. So during our normal weekend services is going to be our closing rally. So that's going to be fun.
And that's July what?
July 12th through the 14th.
July 12th through the 14th.
Yep. And you can register your kids on our website.
Yeah.
It's just journeychristian.com/summerjam.
Doesn't already registered.
We do. We have over 60 already registered.
Nice.
And the
nice.
first 100 get free t-shirts.
The first 100.
First 100.
So there's 40 more of you that can get a free t-shirt out of this deal. Good deal. Now, are any of you three helping on the Summer Jam stuff? Are you?
I have to say, as a resident, it has been so wild and exciting stepping straight into Summer Jam. Personally, VBS back home for me was such a huge part of the reason why I fell in love with the church, fell in love with the Lord. And there have been many times where I've just been like in my car, like listening to some of the old songs and getting emotional, just thinking back to that first moment of that excitement and how we get to do that and extend that experience to these kids. It's a blessing and a privilege and an honor to be used as a vessel by the Lord in that way. And so we're so excited putting together all the filming stuff for this week, our kids worship team, assembling that, and then our closing rally is going to be so exciting. That's something that nobody's going to want to miss, where we're going to announce our winner of the Spirit Stick, which team is going to win, get to do everything in person, and just, it's going to be a really exciting time. And
Pastor
I'm really
John, we had a
excited.
rehearsal just before we came
Oh
into
my
this.
gosh.
Oh, did you really?
So when you said
Gotcha.
that, everyone is
I'm
involved.
so
in
excited.
the
Everyone's
recording.
involved. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell the excitement that they bring to us, which is so good. And again, they're not just here learning from us. We're learning from them and benefiting from their enthusiasm and contagious passion. And that's been, Tammy, the thing I've seen is just how they love God and engage in worship and engage in serving and just reaching out in our community like they're doing with the Blue Darters thing. Just so good. So I just want to thank you, Journey, because if you faithfully give to Journey, or even occasionally give to Journey, we're so grateful that you do that because it helps make the resident program possible. It helps make the intern program possible. And you're investing you're not just helping pay a bill, you're investing in the next generation. You're investing in what God's doing in the lives of these young adults as they step into leadership and not only lead here at Journey, but where they're going to go, wherever God may take them beyond here. So I just want to say thank you so much. Your giving matters more than you know, and it makes more of a difference than you realize. So again, thank you for doing that. And thank you for joining us today, this edition of Midweek Conversation. Tammy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's give
for
one
having
more
me.
shout out to Global Leadership Summit.
Yes, we have our Global Leadership Summit coming up in August.
Yep.
It's the 5th and the 6th.
Yep.
And so it's going to be incredible what God's going to do during that time, just through leaders, not just here at Journey, but really in the community.
Yeah. Awesome. So more information on that, you can go to the link on the page and get registered, because it is not only it's really for the community and community leaders, and a great opportunity to grow in your leadership. And you'll be hearing more about that over the next few weeks. Hey, thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Midweek Conversation. And as always, we are loving the journey.